So now the guy's working for Jay-Z. And he brought
you get slapped down. Yeah, this how I lick a John now. Slap down if you know. Do it then. Slap down. Like your lips.
You know the game this is. Move coke like Pepsi, don't matter what the f*** is. Stand on everything you think I'ma let up. Traumas for moons, pupils, baby blues, and short fuses. Put the portrait on the news, nigga, them screws is loose when you're fucking with them shady dudes. Traumas let it loop in my breath, sipping on my breath. Everybody let you spin, wheels spin like a spin
Oh me! Let's take a break. Alright guys, that is deadlifts wrapped up. Moved to chains this week. I've been through several months of bands. I got here and weighed the bands out, and I've got a 3-week wave. This is about an inch and a half shallow, and then I go to standard height, and then I go to about an inch and a half deficit with the bands, and I weighed out the 3 heights, and it's somewhere around 120, 130, and 140 in pounds with the bands. Was what my last band cycle was at full lockout. So today I was going to use a set of chains that was going to be 105 pounds at lockout, and I decided to go with a 125 set. Chains definitely feel different than bands. It's definitely, I would say it probably builds my deadlift when I'm healthy more than pulling against bands do. When I'm healthy, I can pull against a crap ton of bands versus, let's say when I'm injured, I think the bands kind of control me a little bit more. But I want to say chains are more difficult, but you know, 3-4 weeks ago when I did the same height with 120 pounds of bands, I got a pretty ugly single. I went back and looked at the video, and I'm not for sure what went wrong, if something badly went wrong that day, but I got a pretty ugly single. Versus today, I used the same bar weight, 120 in chains, and got a triple. I don't know. I definitely feel it. I feel like with the chains, it's more like being kind of punched in the spine a little bit more on every rep versus the bands. With the bands, I can kind of lean into the bands a little bit more. I really don't know. I was not expecting that today. Not feeling that great. I woke up several times through the night with odd hamstring cramps, and yesterday I'm having these weird calf cramps that run along and across my ankle. I really think it's more nerve than it is muscle cramps. It's hard to differentiate sometimes, except for you get a cramp and you completely scream and you lock up, and these nerve cramps, you just feel it. You know, it doesn't completely lock up your leg or the muscle. It's kind of like that when the muscle is, you know that feeling you get when you know that you're about to get a cramp? You know, when you're about a half second or a full second away from that sucker completely locking up, and you know it's coming, that's the way this feels. But it'll last 5 minutes straight, you know. And I've got this runny nose thing nonstop I have all week, so I was not expecting that today, but I'll definitely take it. Finished off with the wider grip deadlifts. It's still not snatch grip. I can't go snatch grip here, but I did go about a ½ inch wider than I have been going. So I'm about a full inch wider each hand than the power rings, and that's a 50-pound squat bar. So that was decent work. Decent work. I had planned to come out here and do. It was in my notes, in my plans, to do Husafell stone today. But I don't know if you can tell. It's hot. It is hot. I mean, the sun's going down, and I'm just, you know, I'm soaked. And it's so funny because, you know, the last couple days I didn't think it had been that bad. So that's why I programmed that. And the last time that I did Husafell stone, same thing happened. I was having cramps the couple days before. It had been much cooler weather for a couple of weeks in a row. And then I get here to do Husafell stone, and it's just balls hot. And picking up the Husafell stone, I'm just soaked with sweat. Can't grab a hold of anything. And it was just a day that let me down. So I don't want to do yoke. I want to save my spine a little bit to do yoke next week, I believe. So I've got the Sandbag right here, and I'm going to play with some Sandbag for height. Something that actually is not the best thing for my spine. Because it, you know, the compression going up and down, the swinging, the explosion, it's not the best thing, but at least it's not, you know, 500 to 800 pounds on my spine pressing down. So we're going to play with it, see if I've got any spring in my step. I would love for the breeze to come through as the sun goes down, and then we're going to finish up with some pressing after that. So let me get some fluids in. I already finished my coffee and then filled the rest of the ice up in here with some kind of electrolyte drink. Let me down this and get some more waters going, and we'll get to throwing stuff. Getting about 5 feet. Best drive yet. weeks ago. Boom. Ooh. Ooh. A little more pain than I like, but whoa. And the room spins. Couple more. Come on. There we go. One more. What my father when I sing about a lost highway. All right, guys, that wraps up the press, the end of the session, as well as the entire session. Considering that I didn't feel amazing going into the day, this training session went really, really well. So the sandbags, I never really hit my groove, but I had a couple of throws where I felt progress, which is all I can ask for. I had a couple of throws that were just way off. Fingers don't feel great, and I let go of the bag at the wrong time a couple of times. That's when the bag tends to go crazy. But you know, got my 10 reps in, 1 rep every 30 seconds on the 30 seconds. 10 total throws plus warm-ups as well. I do feel those in my spine a little bit. I think that's because I'm kind of sinking and then expanding in my spine. People keep talking about that, not bending over if you have a bad back. Honestly, everything bending over feels great. It's the extending back that I either can't do, or if I force it, it hurts like crazy. So that's that triple extension that my body doesn't want to go into with the stones, anything it's throwing. Moved into press. Viking press laid out for the day was obviously the pause push press, and then work up to not a max double, but a heavy double that's a PR. Man, at 82 and a half. It was just a few months ago, 82 for like 2 push press reps was a max. I remember missing 80 for a strict single. So 2 strict and 2 push press is pretty big. Moved on to push press after that and worked up to 97 and a half, which is really, really big. I mean, like I said, I'd missed 80 as a push press not long ago, and today was 97 and a half for a double. So, and then that's not strong, but it's just making progress, and that's all that I need is some kind of progress, long-term progress. I've got 2 or 3 years to work on this, and I'm laying down a foundation, making a long-term plan here. So I moved over to the one-arm landmine press by Stronger Than You Inc. And the plan was 3 sets of 3, and I knew the number that I needed was around 70. Couldn't really get 70 on there, so I went for 72, and got my 3 sets of 3. You can still tell my right arm is playing catch up with my left arm on all of my sets. Knocked those out really. I mean, that's amazing work for me. It really, really is. And then I dropped down to 61 for 3 sets of 4, which is good work. And then I turned over and did the side press reps. I don't know how well you can see it on camera, but the idea would be holding it like a circus dumbbell or a regular dumbbell, any kind of dumbbell you do for overhead presses. And I want to get into position and press. But as you can see, my elbow kicks back, and I want to press out in front. So I'm doing the best I can. I can't get fully turned on it, but progress is progress. Last week I used 25 pounds for 3 sets of 8. This week was 25 and a 5.5, so like 30, 31 for 3 sets of 8, and it was probably easier than last week. And I'm sitting here, my shoulders are getting pumped and starting to hurt from it. So, but it's absolutely great exercise. I'm hoping to turn that into PRs on the circus dumbbell here in a few months. So in the future, I'm going to be rotating Viking, axle, log, and dumbbell. I need to find the best rotation for all of those. And so I'm laying a good foundation right now. There's no reason to jump in to different exercises without laying a foundation so I can train all of them safely. And so I'm already on a slow incline before I start pushing anything. So solid session, nose is running like crazy. I'm gonna get out of here, get some food, drinks, and sleep. See you guys on Wednesday. Have a good one.